Hey guys, welcome to another video. My name is Amitori. I do chill little art videos and reviews and stuff on this channel, and so sit back, grab a cup of tea or something, and let's get on with the video. So today we have another tablet review. I'm actually really excited about this one because I remember using Veikk's tablet in a previous video and I actually really enjoyed it. And any of like the problems that I had mentioned in that video actually did somehow go away after a while, and so I added a comment on that video saying like, hey guys, problems are fixed, but I don't know for sure if everybody who watched that video saw that comment. And so as just like kind of a refresh, I don't have nearly as many problems with that tablet as I did when I first opened it, and I think that it may have been because I was like restarting my computer and like it had some time to like chill. I don't really know for sure, but I'm really stoked to try out Veikk's pen display tablet. Let's get into it and try it out. Woo! Ooh. Yay, USB-C. Let's see if this one actually fits me. Hold up. Most of these things are like way too big for my hands, so we will see. Huh, this one actually fits pretty well. Cool, very pretty. Here it is, guys. It's so small, like thin. Ooh. It's not much thicker than an iPad. I'm already getting my grubby fingerprints all over it. Ooh. Very nice. Yeah, my grubby fingerprints are already all over this thing. It feels really, really high quality, I will say. Like it feels like a heavier metal, but it's not so heavy that I wouldn't want to take it around. And I like how simple it is. It feels very portable. So it comes with two of these pens. I wonder if they're any different. Hold on. I like it. It feels like kind of similar to like a Wacom or XP pen. It's a little bit lighter than a Wacom pen, I believe. Oh yeah. Okay, so it's the same pen, so you just get an extra. We have all of these extra pen nibs. The nibs are interesting. I've never seen a nib that's like shaped like this before. Glad that we get so many extras. So this is like a little pen holder, so hold up. I really like it when they come with these. And it's very sturdy. Like, this isn't coming out. Yay! That's really nice. I like that a lot. I would probably prefer like an actual case, but this also works perfectly fine. Here we have the driver download. Oh my goodness gracious alive. You get more than enough extra nibs. If I didn't miss one, there's like 28 nibs in this. Like, I don't even use an extra nib for like 5 months. This is kind of crazy. All right, cool. Okay, we're just gonna get into this. Yay. All right, we've got it up. It is a gorgeous screen. It's a 1080 by 1920 HD screen. And to a lot of people that might be, well, oh, it's not 4K. Screen tablets this size don't have to be 4K because you're really not gonna see a difference. I might be very wrong, but when something is smaller like this, I don't think you're really gonna be able to tell. But I don't know, fight me in the comments. From my experience at least, I can't see a difference most of the time. For right now, the tracking is very fast and the accuracy is very accurate to there's a little bit of a distance on this corner. I wonder if it'll let me calibrate. It's nice that they have preset pressure curves, 6 hotkeys. Oh yeah, calibrate. Yeah, let's go. Okay, yeah, that pretty much fixed it. I will say, after you get past a certain part of the left and right of the screen, the calibration tends to be a little different. But everywhere in the middle, it seems to be pretty perfect. Also, there really is no distance between the screen and the drawing. If you can see it, if it'll focus, is there wobble? There is a lot. So that was the level of wobble But this is also with no stabilization. So let's put the stabilization to a normal number, like 7. It's not nearly as bad. Like if you go fast enough, like at a normal pace, there really is no wobble. There might be some pressure wobble too. Yeah, because I don't think that was me. Yeah, there's a little bit of pressure wobble on the diagonal stroke if you go really slowly. Overall, though, the pressure wobble and the overall wobble didn't really give me too many issues while I was trying to draw. I did notice it occasionally when I was doing really, really, really slow diagonal strokes and really small ones at that. But usually I would just almost subconsciously decide to go faster and draw with like a bigger stroke in order to like fix that issue, and I really never got super frustrated. And so also what you just saw on screen there was a little bit of an odd, funky issue that occasionally happens with the stroke. I don't necessarily understand what's going on there, but I was able to kind of fix it by lifting my pen up for a second and then putting it back down, and it usually fixed the issue. It seemed like it was a little bit of like a tilt issue, as well as some like stroke spacing problems. It might be the way that this tablet works with Clip Studio, or it might just be the tablet itself, but I'm not really sure. But it didn't really cause any like massive severe issues with me while using this tablet. And so even though there are some like little kinks here and there, I really do feel like this tablet, it was very fun to use. And I actually wasn't planning on sitting down and doing the illustration for this tablet the second I opened it. I was planning on doing the review of the overall tablet itself and then waiting a while, because I mean it was still finals, and so I had stuff to be doing, people to see, places to be, and so I was planning on doing that and then just leaving and going and doing other stuff and then coming back and doing the illustration another day. But I just got so invested in this tablet, and I really, really, really wanted to play around with it, and it was genuinely so fun to use. And so I honestly think it was kind of a needed moment for me, just to kind of draw with no strings attached for a minute, and kind of take a break from work. But overall, I think that it was a really fun experience, and it was also nice to use something that was smaller screen tablet that was also still connected to my computer, because what I usually use, I have my iPad and then I have my massive 22-inch display tablet, which I love. I absolutely love both of those things. Sometimes though, it is kind of nice to use my computer's like equipment and programs with a smaller tablet. So I've just been using non-display tablets for that, but this, I say, will be probably my new go-to for when I'm just kind of chilling and I don't want to, you know, get into like work mode for a really long time. I'm not necessarily sure if I would want to do really professional layout work or anything else along those lines with this kind of tablet. I think that this tablet is best suited for personal work or illustration or graphic novel or even prop design kind of stuff, viz dev. I'm just not sure if I would want to do like big time, really detailed, really expansive environment work and stuff along those lines. That because I think that for some reason, for me with this tablet, it doesn't get me into that entirely professional mindset, and that might just be me, because you genuinely could do those things with this tablet. You could, quotation marks, do those things with this tablet. It's just not the thing that I would personally go to, because it's not what I associate with like my professional work. And so that could just be me. I don't know, I feel like I'm yapping at this point. But I'm still probably going to look for my bigger screen tablets or go to the labs at school to do those kinds of jobs. And so yeah, but then another issue with this tablet, I would say, that didn't end up being like really a massive issue for me, but it might annoy some people, is that the calibration, no matter how many times I did the calibration, it still didn't really fix the corners of the screen and like how the cursor kind of splits from your pen in those weird little areas. So like left and right was primarily the problem. When I would be using the brush size slider and the navigator on the right, and when I would be using the visibility button on my layers on the left, I would have to really be looking at what I was doing because the cursor wouldn't be exactly at my pen level. But it didn't end up being like a massive issue for me, and in the middle, the whole middle area worked really well. And that's where I was drawing, so it didn't really like cause much strife while I was trying to draw. So that could be an issue for some people, but because this is a budget tablet and there are so many other things about this tablet that were really nice and I really enjoyed using, it was something that I could easily excuse. Now that we're starting with colors, I do want to get into the color profile of this tablet. Now, just hear me out. I am not a professional when it comes to the color profiles and all of that kind of stuff of technology and screens. I don't really bother with it too much. I know that some people are really intense about it and want to make sure that everything is perfect and exactly the same from all of their devices. That is understandable. I am not that techie. I consider myself a little into tech, but I'm definitely not that into tech, and so with this, I didn't really worry about it while I was using the tablet because the colors look great on the tablet. But when I did end up putting my drawing up on my monitor screen and my laptop screen, I noticed that my monitor and laptop's colors were a lot more saturated than what they were on the display tablet. And so that is just something to keep in mind, that the colors on the display might be a little bit more desaturated than other screens. But overall, I feel like as long as I keep that in mind and I do occasional tests, I can always go back, and because of the wonders of digital art, I can change my colors after the fact. So I don't consider that to be a really massive problem, but it is something to think about. And then yeah, overall, I also would have really liked to have a stand for this tablet. They do offer a stand for this tablet. There is also a bundle you can get on their website. That isn't what they sent me for this video, but you can get this tablet with the stand, and that would probably be a better case because the stand isn't that much more expensive and it honestly would make the experience a lot nicer. I was able to just use a little yarn ball to prop my tablet on, and that worked perfectly fine, but I do kind of want to invest in a stand in the future because I feel like that would be nice to have. And you could also probably not even like worry too much about it if you don't move around a lot, if you don't really care, just find something to prop it up on like I did. But that is something that they do offer and is something that I would consider. The hotkeys were really nice. The hotkeys worked really well on this tablet. They did the kind of toggle thing that I like to do for my eraser really well. I never felt like it was misbehaving or wasn't doing what I was trying to get it to do. And they feel really nice. They're not too loose, they're not too firm. They're really nice in that sense. So I really didn't have any qualms with the hotkeys for this. But moving on from the tablet, I feel like I've covered everything that I would need to with this tablet. It's really nice. I really like it. But overall, the art for this that I did was kind of like spontaneous. I wasn't really thinking too hard about what I was drawing while I was drawing it. I just wanted to draw something that looked cool. And while I was drawing her though, I mean, one of my favorite things to do is draw a character and then while I'm drawing them try to think about like, oh, well, who is this character? What are they doing? Like, I want to kind of create a story behind what I'm drawing while I'm drawing it. And so I kind of thought of this girl as a sort of spy. Like later on, at first she was kind of more like a gangster, mafia sort of a character, but then the more that I drew her, the more that I'm like, she kind of gives spy to me. I did some extra sketches after I turned off the camera for this. I should have just left the camera on, but I thought I was gonna go do something else, and of course I did just continue drawing. But those other sketches are a little bit more spy-esque, but she does kind of, I don't know, I feel like that sounds fun and cool. I don't know how she would be a spy because she's very recognizable with the massive scar and the tattoos and, and everything else, but I don't know. Who cares, honestly. I might develop her character more some other time, but for right now, I just really enjoyed drawing her for what she is. And so, yeah. Overall, on the topic of OCs, I really do want to focus on making some more videos about OCs. I know I said that in the last video as well. I'm actually filming these really close together, and so even though you guys won't see them for like a week or so apart from each other, I'm in the same mindset, and so I definitely want to focus more on like developing my OC stories and some other things going on. I have been playing around in my sketchbook a lot with my character Oscar, which is my alien boy that so badly wants to believe that humans exist. And so he's really fun, and I've been kind of redesigning him, which I'm really excited about. I feel like I've improved a lot over the last semester when it comes to character design and just overall drawing people and like composition, colors, pretty much everything. I honestly feel like I've improved in, which has been absolutely incredible. And so I kind of want to go through that phase again of like trying my hand at a lot of different things. And so I'm definitely in an art high right now, and all I want to do is just draw more things. But I still have work to do. I am actually about to start production on my capstone. It is a horror story. It is 3 minutes, like short film. And I need to work on the backgrounds and rigs and everything for it during the summer. I'm going to be using Live 2D Cubism to make the rigs, and so I'm really excited about it, but also like kind of nervous, and so we're going to do it, and it's going to be fun. But I've also got other people working on it, which is so cool and so exciting, but it's also so new for me, and so I'm going to be kind of figuring that out as well. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm kind of hoping that I will have time to stream some of the process of that on YouTube at some point in time during the summer. And so yeah, I'll also be having a part-time or somewhat part-time, somewhat full-time job. I can't explain it, but I will be having a job so that I can help pay the bills, you know. And so I don't know how I'm going to organize my routine and my schedule now that school's done for the semester. So it's something that I'm a little nervous about, but you know, uncomfortable things are what help us grow. I've been watching a lot of Uncomfy Co's videos recently, and I think that it's been helping me a lot, like have more confidence in myself and just know that like just because I don't know what I'm doing right now doesn't mean that I'm not going to be able to do it. And so And so I'm trying to have more confidence in myself, and especially since I have got this massive daunting project in the future, I am definitely wanting to make sure that I'm not going to get overwhelmed and that I'm actually trying to not get burnt out and take care of myself, but also I don't want to give up or be afraid or be scared at any point. So anyway, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for listening to this video, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. And I want to talk more about this because it's a lot that's been going on with me, but yeah. I don't really have enough time in this video, but anyway, bye bye.